Good morning, Midland. This is Buddy Webb. I've got a story this today for you about the what they're calling the serial shooter, and this made national news. And if you remember, a month ago we had the active shooter event, okay, and where seven people were killed, 22 shot, guy driving around town shooting random people, and that also made the national news. And then a month later, then they have what they call the serial killer, and so they arrested a guy. He's in custody this morning at 10 o'clock. We're supposed to have a news conference, okay, and so. And basically, they're saying he's targeting people who are breaking down on the highway. As I guess for convenience, and so not a lot of information has been released on that, but you have to wonder if there is some kind of connection between the active shooter and the serial shooter. And one person has died, and they just released, News West 9 did it last night, released the name, Juan Rodriguez. They got the name from the family. And he broke down on the side of the road, and this guy shot and killed him. And then there's the shootings and what's listed on the news right there. Okay. One thing that I think you're going to find that's really interesting, I'm gonna release some information that nobody knows about, and I've had two different people contact me after the active shooter, and I'm gonna go over that in a minute, and let me just start right here, okay? And I think that. And I've wrote this up so I can get it. The active and serial shooter. Multiple people are saying that the press isn't reporting the truth about the active shooter event a few weeks ago. Many people believe there was more than one shooter on that day, with several pieces of evidence to back that up. I recorded a law enforcement officer from my police scanner saying that he was chasing the other vehicle just minutes after the first shooting, which suggests that there was more than one vehicle. I also took a screenshot of a news story posted online saying that they had arrested a person, but the active shooter was shot and killed without anybody being arrested. So, and they were saying he was a lone wolf. Several Facebook friends told me they heard on the scanner another person had been arrested, but the press said that wasn't the case. Okay, and these are multiple people that are saying that. And so 4 days after the active shooter event, CBS 7 posted a picture of the stolen UPS van being demolished, crushed. I took a screenshot of this news story, and I was told that it was later removed off the internet. I didn't verify that, but that's what I was told, that story and picture was removed, but I have a screenshot of that. I then got a phone call from a Facebook friend who told me that they were behind the active shooter that day, and they were filming the crime scenes as they would come upon them, but the press wasn't reporting, didn't match up with what they filmed on their videos, and they went and talked to the police about this. And then this friend that's on the left, I'm going to show you this conversation, tells me that they live in the neighborhood where the postal worker was shot and killed. Once again, I was told the camera footage that several neighbors have don't match up with the official story. I was also told about a golden colored car with the rear window out. And then a month later, we now have a serial shooter. What if this person was connected with the active shooter and an attempt was made to cover that up? I can show proof of the press covering up and or deleting news stories which clearly places the public in danger with my case, where I was ambushed and shot in my home and then found pictures of police on my camera that I couldn't get identified for 6 years. We now know they were illegally withholding the police report, but I couldn't get a news story in the nation. Okay, these people didn't want to go to the public, the ones that are talking about the active shooter, and they have their videos, and so I believe them. I didn't see their videos, but I believe what they said, and so I'm just going to show you because this is print screen right here. This is what I got, and I stripped the names out. And I said, I know I come to you and I can get the truth. If you don't want that answer, I understand the crap you're going through. But I want to ask you what is going on here. I had two postal services and two Odessa police detectives look at our camera outside our home.
The end is here. Permian Ford's end of summer sales event. Now is the time to save big bucks with $10,000 off MSRP on all remaining 2019 F.
Nothing like spam, right? Sorry about that. And our camera outside our house after the tragedy up there, posting different routes. Do you know more? I said, and I wrote back and I said, I talked to a person that told me that they were behind the active shooter that day, and she didn't see the shooter, but the crime scenes, and they're driving, and the camera that she filmed don't match up with the story that was coming out in the news. And this person tells me, I understand, we have filmed it, and she gives me the address and the timestamp. It was our mail carrier that was killed. I just don't understand. Not only our camera, but other cameras. So her and her other. And I said, it seems like the public is being lied to about what really happened with the active shooter that day. And she says, I asked so many. When it was blasted, they arrested the shooter, and then the rest. On our camera, it was a golden colored car with the rear window out. Why would they misrepresent that? Not just ours, but others. Why would they lie about the route? And so these are multiple people that are all saying the same thing, and then you have them destroying the evidence 4 days afterwards. We have this serial shooter 1 month after the active shooter, and we can absolutely guarantee that the press and the police here in Midland, Odessa will lie to you. If not, you take a look at my YouTube channel under Buddy Weber, my Facebook, and you'll see plenty of proof of that. I mean, I call it lawlessness. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.